Amakosi for lunch, we call them sometimes, because they just don't win. Kaizer Chiefs drew 0-0 with TS Galaxy in their last match of the season. And a lot of people are looking at not necessarily the players, but the coaches. Is Kaizer Chiefs right to keep Cedric Gaze and Ben Khalil in charge? I've always felt that the joint coaching thing does not really work. A lot of people will point to Mamelodi Sundowns in the past, a few clubs that have done that. But at Kaizer Chiefs, when Nazruddin Nabi left, I felt that the club should have made a decision to say, okay, we're keeping these two, but make one of them the head coach. But when you have the two of them, I don't know. You just don't have leadership there. I think Cedric Kaze is the more experienced of the two. He's done a lot of work all over the continent. He's worked. A lot of people will know this, that he even worked at La Masia at Barcelona, and I think they should have given him the head coach role to see what he can do. But now they've got the two guys. It sometimes gets confusing even for me. You go to the Chiefs match, you don't know which coach is coming to address you. Next time is this one, and you wonder how do they do it during training when they are in the dressing rooms. You always need to have a leader. I believe the saying, two bulls in one crawl does not work, and I think Chiefs should probably consider that. But a lot of people are actually saying get rid of them. People are saying the two have reached their sell-by date. But what are we, almost halfway through the season? What do Kaizer Chiefs do? Do they look for coaches outside? People are talking, the talk of Pitso Mosimane has always been there. Pitso, we all know, grew up a Chiefs fan. But I don't think Chiefs are going to be able to, one, afford him. But Pitso also wants something bigger. He's always said he needs a national team. And I don't think he's the guy they are going to get. People are talking about other local coaches. Somebody was saying earlier on, Manqoba Mngqithi has been approached. I think Manqoba Mngqithi is a good coach, but is he going to be a fit at Kaizer Chiefs? He always struck me as a comfort zone coach. Good coach who knows what he does, but this is a coach who for years had opportunities. I know for a fact that there was a year when I think it was Simba or Yanga who were very keen on Manqoba. They actually asked Pitso when he was out in Egypt, when they were looking for coaches, and they said, look, you are from South Africa, who are the coaches we can look at? And he recommended Manqoba, but Manqoba didn't bite. The fact that he's gone back to Golden Arrows somewhat supports that view that he is a comfort zone coach. Can he do it at Chiefs? I think if he was to go to Chiefs, the key will be they let him do his thing. The biggest challenge I've always found with Kaizer Chiefs, for me anyway, is it's a family club, like most of these clubs. Kaizer Mtaung Jr. is the sporting director. Is he going to allow Manqoba to do his thing? I don't know. I think Chiefs should stick with these two until the end of the season. But I think make Cedric Gaza the head coach. And then maybe that will change. It's been a poor season. They started well. There was hope that they will challenge for things this season. But they are falling by the wayside. And this draw with Galaxy just goes to show Chiefs are not the Kaizer Chiefs that we know them to be. And going into the break, a lot of work to be done at the club. They've got a lot of young players. Vele Bai came on. He's a player who is shining. He's a youngster. They should probably use him more. You've got your Kanyisa Mayo. You have... Chiefs have the players. Maboya is a guy with lots and lots of experience. Chiefs don't use him regularly, and perhaps they should try and use him more and see what they can do. But I don't think Chiefs will have a better season than they did last season. They will do better than they'll get into the top 8. They should get into the top 8. But is that a success? I don't know. For a club as big as Kaizer Chiefs to be, we're speaking to them the way we are, just talks to just how the club has fallen on hard times. And this is not something that starts now. We've had that whole nearly a decade of no trophies. for Kaizer Chiefs. They changed that by winning the Nedbank Cup. But the reality is the club has just been declining and declining over the years, and what the management of Chiefs have not done was to make sure they halt that. And how could they, or how should they have done that? The Chiefs scouting program, I feel, has led them down over the past years. You know, when we grew up, Kaizer Chiefs was a club where you earned to play at Kaizer Chiefs. Not anybody wore the Chiefs jersey. But lately, you feel like it's almost, I mean, I heard the other day the club saying they use some AI thingy. There's an app or something where they scout and they look at, I mean, that's the football now, isn't it? Statistics. They look at this guy covers this, but for me, that's not how Kaizer Chiefs should be doing their things. Kaizer Chiefs should be sticking to the way they used to do things. You look at a player who plays at a particular club, can he fit the culture of Kaizer Chiefs? It's the culture of winning. You sign players who come from clubs where they'd never even won anything. How do you expect them to then know what it means to win? They don't. You are not going to teach somebody how to win at Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs is a club that traditionally used to win. I know people will say, oh, but that's in the past. But you've created a history. You've created a brand that says, we are Kaizer Chiefs. When we play for Kaizer Chiefs, this is what we do. But these boys, they play, and there's excitement when they win a match, yet they go through the whole season without winning a trophy, and you still say it's Kaizer Chiefs. So I think there's quite a lot. I've spoken on this show in the past about how I feel Brake getting older, much older. He's over 80 now, tired, I know. But I think I sometimes feel he hasn't really passed on the expertise of how it is to run the club. Administratively, marketing-wise, Kaizer Chiefs remain the best. Well, not really anymore, because I think Orlando Pirates are fast catching up and almost overtaking them in a lot of those. But on the pitch, there's serious challenges. They've got the players, they've got the youngsters who can help them. Very young, very energetic, very talented. But there's something missing there. When we grew up, when Kaizer Chiefs played, they always had a superstar player, a Dr. Kumar, an Ace Nzolengwe, a Teenage Ladler. They don't have that anymore. They haven't had that in a very long time, and that's the challenge. You're going to change coaches over and over, but if your team is not strong enough, you can bring anybody. Like they say, Mangoba, you can bring a Pep Guardiola, and Chiefs will probably continue to struggle. So let's see how it goes. They've got the break. Let's see how they use it. They have to use it very well. They don't really need to sign new players, but maybe one or two. But who's available? The biggest challenge in our country is that, especially in the league, there's never really a big player, a good player who's available. So, Amakosi, let's see how you do. But I think Cedric Kaze and Ben Khalil are not the best coaches for Chiefs, but they got rid of Nabi, who also was not really good. So, midway through the season, having followed Kaizer Chiefs for as long as I have, I know they are not going to change a coach. If they get a coach, it will be in the new season. So if I were to advise, make Cedric Kaze your head coach, Ben Khalil his assistant. Then you've got somebody who's got the sole responsibility of delivering. And too often when you know that it's your neck on the line, you've got nowhere to hide. Currently, I feel the two guys is like, oh, it wasn't me, it was Ben, it wasn't me, it was Cedric. Change that, and yeah, Kaizer Chiefs will do better.
Africa's premier sports destination.